to my channel. If you are new here and you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And for my returning subscribers, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I value your support, and yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys don't know how much this means to me. Guys, please share this video, like this video. Please share your comments. I mean, you must think something of the videos if you always watch it, right? I mean, you're not losing anything by liking this video. You're not losing anything by sharing this video. Help a sister out. Help this channel grow. Thank you guys again for tuning in today. Okay, guys, today's video is a story time about how I became born again, right? So, 2011, that's when I became born again. But I'm gonna give you a little preview of how my life was like as a child and so on, so that you can understand where I'm coming from and everything, right? Okay. So I was raised by my mother, who is a single mom. I have a brother comes after me. We're just two, right? So both our dads passed away when we were like really little. So my mother had to like basically be our mom and dad. So she raised us in church, and that's all we knew, church and God and praying, right? And I grew up like that without knowing my father. I didn't know who he was and stuff like that. But eventually I found out that he passed away. And yeah, like I was a child, right? Everything was cool. I didn't really have any issues with that and so on. So automatically I finished my primary school. Came to high school and yeah, so on. So guys, now after I finished my grade 12, I was schooling in Swakopmund. After I finished my grade 12, I had to come back to Wolfish Bay because that's where my mother lives, right? So my mother now, guys, is a pastor. And me, I am this teenager who's ready to explore and so on. You guys know, right? You guys know. I would just feel like you're an adult, you can do whatever you want, and so on. So, after I finished grade 12, I came back to Wabash Bay and I would stay with my mom. But my mom is a pastor, and me, I wasn't such a sweet girl. Honestly speaking, like, honestly, I was a wild child. But in my nature, I'm not actually. You know how you just seek for something that you can't find? I feel that I was probably seeking for something that I was lacking in my life that I thought I could find out there. So I started to party, and this like started in high school. I started to party like excessively. I started drinking excessively and smoking. I was also smoking a lot. And this smoking I started when I was grade 11, 12, because I had a friend that I was hanging out with, and she was a smoker. And every time she would go on a smoke break, I was like, can I try? Can I try? And I would always try. And it became a habit of always trying to want to smoke whenever I would drink. And then after that, it became like a habit, and I started smoking. So that's how I started smoking. And yeah, I had numerous boyfriends, guys, and some weren't even boyfriends. It was just like, how we say it, like friends with benefits, stuff like that. So that was my life. So my mom and I couldn't sit eye to eye because she had rules in her house and I didn't follow them. Because if my mom would go like probably for conferences and stuff, I would go out, I would drink, and she would find out and she wouldn't like it, and we would argue. It was just not cool. We just didn't sit eye to eye. So I went to stay with my cousin. And yeah, by the time she was staying alone, and she offered to take me in, and I went to stay with her, and we were cool. What am I gonna name her for story's sake? For this story's sake, I am gonna name her Angel, because she is such an angel, you guys. So I was staying with Angel at the time. She was already born again, and she would attend this church that it was a church, right, that was in our community, but the founders of the church were Zambian pastors. And they would always talk about the church, and the pastors are so young, and the church is so nice, and stuff like that. So I wasn't really interested in that church stuff. I was just like, I need to go out. What's the outfit? What's the plans? Stuff like that. And at that particular time in my life, that was 2011. Guys, I am a hairdresser. I do hair, I do braids, I do everything. I am a hairdresser. That's a talent that God blessed me with. So I was working at the salon, right? So I would always have money on me. So I would like go out a lot and I would drink. So it was like this. So Angel, I had two cousins I was staying with who were very close. Angel and what are we gonna call the other one? Angel and Flower. Angel and Flower loved church activities, and they would always talk about this church, and they were always inviting me. And I was like, I will come. Just keep praying for me. I'm gonna come. But at the back of the mind, you're like, I'm gonna forget, like you can just forget because it's not gonna happen, right? So that's how it went on. Angel and Flower would always like, you should, when are you gonna give your life to Christ? You should stop drinking like this. Like, they would like, but in a loving and caring manner, they'd always like, tell me about church and stuff like that. So this is what would happen on the Fridays. They would go to church and I would go out. So it was the same way. So we'd always go together and then we'd come to like a three-way stop, right? So they would turn on the left side to turn into church. I would turn to the right side to go clubbing. There was this place that was called Tavern, right? Those years it was a place that was popping, it was lit. If you're from Wafish, but you know what I'm talking about. So they would go to church, I would go to Tavern and just chill. And this drinking, guys, was like, it wasn't like drinking and then go home when the clubs closed and stuff like that. It was like drinking, and if the clubs are closed, we are automatically looking for a place to go do the after party. I was that type of person. I would just drink and drink and drink until I couldn't anymore. And then one day I decided I'm gonna go and check this church out, you know because they were talking about how nice the pastors are and how cute the husband and the wife are. They were such a beautiful couple and so on. So I just decided for the sake of just for my peace of mind, because they wouldn't give me rest. Let me go. And I went one day and the church was really nice, and the couple were very lovely, guys. They were very lovely and kind. So they welcomed me into the church, they introduced me, I enjoyed the service, and yeah, I decided to go back and go back and go back. And they made me feel so welcome. So, but I would go Monday to Thursday, Friday and Saturday, I would still club, you know. Guys, I was for the streets. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I was deep in fornication. Fornication, guys. Like, it was bad. I fornicated, I smoked, I drank excessively, you know. It wasn't cool. And so one day, one fateful day, I think it was a Friday, and that Friday was the 31st of December. A friend of mine came by, and I had so many friends, guys. A friend of mine came by and he said, can we go to the beach so we can just chill and stuff for all this eve? Do you have plans? I was like, I don't have plans and stuff like that. So he took me out. We had a great time. We partied at the beach. There was a time in Walfish Bay. If it's festive season, people would like put up tents, they would like sell alcohol, they would sell food. Some people would camp there for weeks, like, you know and it was just cool like that. So you had everything you need, so you didn't need to go back and stuff like that. So we just partied up until the sun came up, and then he said, "Can I go drop you at Angel's place?" And then I go by because like my money even finished, because he took me out and I was sorted the whole night, and it was quite fun. And then when he said that, I was like, okay, let's go. And then I met somebody I know that recognized me. And then she said, are you really going back? You know? And then I was like, should I go back? And then she was like, let's just stay, girl. I got you. And stuff like that. What am I going to call her for story's sake? I'm going to call her Jessica. So Jessica and I, now just imagine, guys, I went the previous day, I partied the whole night. I'm in the same clothes, I didn't change, and here I am partying. Like the party goes on. The party never stopped, it goes on. So we partied and it was fun, we having fun. And then until this that night went down, and then we automatically decided to go home and rest. When I came home, I was calling you. What's wrong with your phone? Are you okay? I was worried about you. Like if you're really concerned, she was concerned. Imagine it's like almost 2 days I was gone and I didn't notify her. She didn't know what to tell my mom. By that time, she got so worried that she had to let my mom know, like, yo, Mercy's not back yet, and it's almost like 2 days now, and I am worried. So when she talked to me, when you're drunk, and one thing about me was when I got drunk, I was extremely rude. My nature is that I'm such a kind and friendly person, but if I had alcohol in my system, child, I was so rude. I was so rude and nasty and mean. I was terrible, you guys. Like, yo. And then I told Angel, you think you can control me? If that's the case, girl, I'm gonna take my things and I'm gonna go back. At least my mom is still alive, so her doors will always be open for me and stuff like that. And it's not like she even chased me from her house. She was just like a concerned cousin, like, please don't do that again. Let me know so I can know that you're fine and all right. But in my mind, it was like she was stepping on my toes. So in that night, I packed my things, all my things, and I took a cab and I went back to my mom's. When I came there, I think Angel already told my mom, this is what's going down. This is what happened. My mom was waiting for me, and then she was like scolding me. I don't know what's wrong with you, and I didn't raise you like this, and all of that stuff. So, guys, I was still drunk. Imagine I drank 2 days straight, right? And I decided you can talk what you want, but I am gonna go in and I'm gonna sleep now. So I did. And in the morning, that was now the Sunday. And my mom decided, okay, I remember very clearly, it was the 2nd of, yeah, it was the 2nd of January 2011. And then my mom said she's going to church. But guys, I'm telling you, I had this feeling, binnenkant in my heart, like, gaan keer toe. Like when something tells you, just go to church, man. Just stand up and go to church. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna go to church. Guys, when I tell you I was still drunk, there was still alcohol in my system, like literally, like, I don't know what's the word in English, maar as jy gegas het, jy weet, jy's nog winddronk en jy gas. There was still alcohol. I don't know, guys, how to say it in English, but I hope you get it. Like when you're still drunk, right? And the alcohol is not fully out of your system. You know how how you still breathe alcohol, and how you're still drunk and you're not like sobered up yet. That was my condition. But I just felt like I'm going to church now. So I just parked myself and I went to church. And I wanted to sleep, but I went to church and I sat in church and I listened to the preaching. And the pastor was saying that if you want to give your life to Christ, this is your chance and do not hesitate. God is speaking to you right now. And I was feeling like, this man is speaking to me. But how do I begin? And then I began to think now. If I stand up and I go to the altar, my mom is obviously going to think that I'm pretending. What are people going to say about me? I'm drunk and I want to give my life to Christ. They're going to think I'm joking, and I was hesitating. And I think that the pastor could see that I'm hesitating because I was like, should I go? Should I go? Shouldn't I? And then he said, if you are shy, somebody can accompany you and stuff like that. And then I decided, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Come what may, but I'm doing this. Guys, I walked up to the altar and just stood there. And when I walked up there and stood there, people started to cry, literally cry. Now, this pastor, obviously, is a Zambian pastor. He was now confused, like, what's going on, right? Because if somebody becomes born again, it's something good. Like the Bible says, angels rejoice in heaven. I mean, because it's a life that came into the kingdom of God, right? And people were like crying, but obviously they were tears of joy. Sorry, tears of joy. People were crying, crying. Pastor was wondering, and then he asked, like, "What? Why is everybody crying? What's going on?" And the thing is, right? It's a Wolfish Bay. It's like the community. We all know each other and backgrounds about each other. So they knew me that this girl is a big drunkard and she's all about partying and fornicating and all the bad things that you can find. That was me. That was my past. That's how I lived. And that's how they knew me. So when Anna took this step to become born again, everybody was crying and then they were rejoicing and some were just praising God and just and I was just there. And my mom obviously didn't react anyhow. Hi, mom, if you're watching this video. She didn't because she thought I was lying or pretending. So that's how I gave my life to Christ, and people were rejoicing. And my cousin Flower was telling the pastor now, like, Pastor, if you knew the lifestyle that this girl had, you would understand why people reacted this way. And it's not because they're sad, it's just tears of joy. Like we prayed for her and finally God came through. And that's how I gave my life to Christ. And then we're on our way back after church now. They took all my details, my number and stuff like that, just to like do follow ups. That's what they do. So on our way home, my mom was even scolding me. Yeah, you think you're gonna fool me by becoming born again? You in big trouble, and I know what you did. Don't even come and pretend with me. I know, I know. And if you think you can do this for me, you must be joking. My mom isn't easy, guys. I'm telling you, my mom isn't easy. So I was just thinking in my mind, this woman. But I'm serious, and I genuinely did this. And the next day I went to church and I stopped drinking and she was like, oh, okay. She really became born again. Guys, that's how I gave my life to Christ. I didn't have a good past. I was really drinking. I was a drunkard. I was a fornicator. I was a cheat. I was a liar. And for a young, beautiful girl, that was bad. It was really bad, guys. And yeah, look at me today. I am so grateful because I had people that kept praying for me. I have a godly mother who is a woman of God who didn't give up on me. She kept praying for me. I have cousins like Flower and Angel who kept praying for me. I had the pastors who kept praying for me. So with today's story time, I want you to know that whatever you did in your past that you might think that you're not worthy or God can't forgive you, there is nothing that God can't forgive. And yeah, there are people out there praying for you, so don't give up on yourself. I'm just glad that the people around me didn't give up on me. And I thank God that He never gave up on me. And I'm still on this journey of following Christ. I don't regret it one bit. It's the best, best, best decision I have ever made, you guys. It is the best. Look at my life right now. Two different lifestyles. Two different lifestyles. The person that I was and the person that I am now. Sure, it can only be the grace of God. I am so grateful for my wonderful mother who kept praying for me, for my pastors. And guys, you know what? One thing about this church that drew my attention, these pastors, there were such wonderful pastors. They knew, right, that I am a drunkard. They knew that I am a fornicator, and they knew that I'm not born again. But they could see that desire that I had within me, and they never gave up. You know what they would do? So they found out that I have a voice to sing. They found out that I have a voice to sing. They put me in the worship team. I wouldn't like actually go up and sing with the worship team, but I would go to the worship team practices and I would practice with them. And if they had events at church, like, gospel shows and stuff, they would invite me. They would call and ask me, "How you doing? Are you okay? Do you have food to eat?" They were really caring. And I think that drew me in more. And yeah, and I think as pastors, we should be like that to win more souls for God. That's how I gave my life to Christ. That's my salvation story, you guys. I hope that somebody is motivated by this. So, if God can forgive me for all the horrible things that I did, change my life, and bless me so much, look at my life today. I am blessed. I have two beautiful daughters. I have a wonderful husband. I have a beautiful family in laws. I mean, what more can a girl ask for? God is awesome and God is good. Please be encouraged. Be encouraged not to give up on yourself. Keep trying. Keep trying to seek after God. And if you are watching this video and you are perhaps a born again and there is somebody in your family that you know that is going through some challenges or that has a lifestyle that is not pleasing, pray for them. Keep praying for them because I can tell you right now that prayer works. Yeah, please like this video, share this video. Tell me your comments in the comment section down below. You guys don't. Please do because I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about this video. And if you can relate to my story, my salvation story, please right now type in the comment section down below. I can relate so that I know that it's not just me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay blessed. See you next time. Bye, guys.